prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hope it, girl. To see justice before all face to bleed. Yes, it's your girl, Kadlac. Let me get this light on right here. Because y'all know my tablet don't work too well with the darkness. Okay, so first, I got two things. I got to hurry up. Let's get this lint off my shoulder. It is literally, if y'all do YouTube or anything else, girl, you already know there's always something wrong with the frame. I either got, like in real life, you literally don't pay that much attention to the lint. But here, girl, I can see every piece of lint, or there'll be something on my face. And that's the point in case in the video we're gonna listen to today. Could not release it because some dead skin or something was on my face. And I was like, no, y'all might not even notice that, but I'm very critical of myself. So I noticed it. I was like, no, I cannot release that video. So we're going to listen to that video while I work on a Project Reach the World piece for the YouTuber of the that created the original video that we're gonna listen to. First though, I want to show you something special. Let me tell you, girl, I've been an artist since I was about 7 or 8, somewhere around there. And I started painting people when I got in elementary. So I would say I was around 11, something like that. And it became my shield. I was bullied. I was made fun of, everything. The full story, I was called Scarface. People used to throw rocks at me. I was ridiculed. I was dismissed. I was shunned. Everything you can think of. Went through so many years of depression. Really thought about unaliving myself all the time when I was a child. Went through so many dark things that I could not imagine a child going through. Like I literally went through and went through alone, right? So the only thing that broke me free of that was my art. That was the only thing that people cared about me for, the only thing that people liked me for, the only thing that people seen when it came to me. So y'all already know, fast forward, once I got out of that awkward stage and people stopped making fun of me, I kind of let my art go. I did not pick up my art and paintbrush again until the situation with my husband happened. He was wrongfully convicted, arrested, and sent away, taken out the house. Y'all already know that story that I touch on every single day because it is my passion. I really just want my family back together. And then once my family's together, I want to help other people because there are so many other voiceless people behind those walls that will never hear their stories. Their families will never be restored. So that is my passion in life. Okay, so I created something in 2005 called Project Reach the World after meeting Life Jennings. Recording artist Life Jennings gave me some great advice, told me that life was possible, and told me to tell that man don't ever give up. Before I met Life, I dreamed I met Life. And in the dream, we made songs together. He was like, oh my gosh, you are just so creative, so very talented. We have got to work together. Upon us working together, I gained the recognition that I needed to my husband's story. And I got money. And I was able to, we were able to live happily ever after. I was able to afford that legal representation that should not be so unaffordable, but it very much is. And that decides the fact on whether a lot of people spend time in prison or not. Money. It's about money. It's about money. The whole world literally is about money, especially this country, girl. Okay, so after doing Project Reach the World for Life Jennings, I woke up and realized that it didn't happen. Like, what the heck happened? Oh, I'm about to go dead. Let me get my charger. It didn't happen. I didn't make music with Life Jennings. Like, I didn't break my husband's story. And here it is 20 years later, and still have not broken my husband's story, right? So I was like, well, maybe that is because in a dream, dreams are not always straight, right? Sometimes it's a different person. Maybe it's not Life Jennings. Maybe it's somebody else. And that's when I went on to start giving my artwork to everybody that I would come across that had a platform. And I made it something called Project Reach the World. Project Reach the World so the world could see how they locking us up and throwing away the key. It is a compilation of my music, my poetry, my art, my exotic hair pieces, all my art forms together, combined to get through all my art storms, tell the story, and hopefully get my husband released, girl, right? So Queen Latifah was coming. And I was like, now I know everybody's not going to even care or listen to my story. It's only a certain person that is going to listen and that is going to receive and that is going to care. And then it's going to help, right? It's everybody's not going to do that. And I understand that. I have a story that pretty much is way against society and the norm. Most people hate going against what society views as correct and right. So nobody, if you have a story or a fight or a, what do you call that? A cause that is not aligned with the norm, then people don't want to hear it. They basically just want you to go take several seats, right? There's only that certain person that is going to listen, understand, and then help, right? So Queen Latifah, I believe, because y'all know I'm a female rapper. I grew up when hip hop was actually a tool. Let me hit that real quick because I was listening to this YouTuber, I'm gonna get to him, Phil Scott, Africa Diaspora. I love listening to him. But he was just talking about people are like, well, why don't these artists get out there and talk about the things, the issues that affect us? The reason why is because they're bound. They're like that. They can't say what they want to say. They can say what they allow them to say, right? So talents to actually better somebody. Most of them are going to use their God-given talents to further pull down our communities. And that is by design, is exactly what he was talking about. So he was like, people are always like, well, why don't these rappers get out here and do this and do that? And they literally cannot. They're not letting you in the industry if you're coming in a certain way. Case in point, why my behind didn't get in the industry. I had all the talent. Back then I had all the looks. I had everything. I had the creativity. I had the design knowledge. I had everything. But yet they would look past me to go get the next that was ratchet, that was putting out the agenda that they wanted, because that's all they really want out there about a female rapper, right? So let me hit that first, and then I'm gonna show you my banner that my project Reach the World that I made for Miss Queen Latifah. She never got it though, because that concert was canceled, and I did not get to give it to her. Okay. Hip hop was in the streets, not industry. It was raw, rough, rugged, it was gritty. Hip hop shed light on things that wasn't mainstream, but not every picture that it painted pretty. Hip hop was an expression of things that we've been suppressing, and now we the people finally had a voice. Music is so powerful. We don't tap into that no more. And now the same art form we created now exploits us. Yes, they're using our own art against us. Imagine this picture I'm about to show you jumping up and like outing me. Like that's literally what they're doing. They're using our art against us because they know the power in it. Music is deep and they know that. Though we don't want to admit it, they know that. Okay, so let me show you the Project Reach the World for Miss Queen Latifah. Turn it around. There it is. I wanted to go all out. Let me tell you, when I knew she was coming, this was made in 2009. So this is every freaking female rapper I can think of. I said I was going to just go all out rather than just make one hand painted t-shirts, which I did for Queen Latifah. I also made a whole freaking banner. Every female rapper you can think of. There's Missy Elliott right up there. There's Trina, Lil' Kim, Soleil, Nicki Minaj, Lil' Mama. You got, what's her name? Mia X, Shauna, Bahama Dia, Kadlac, that's your girl Kadlac, sitting right there next to Queen Latifah. You got Salt and Pepper down here. Yes. You got Kaya, Left Eye, Rough and Stuff with my Afro Puss. Come on, rock on with your bad stuff. Lady of Rage. Yes, it's the Lady of Rage, still kicking up dust, and let me loosen up my bra strap, and let me hit you with my raw rap. Every female rapper. I took a month. Oh, what's her name? What's her name? What's her name? Sister Soldier. Girl, how could I get her name? Back then she was Amanda Diva. Now she's Amanda Seals. Like, girl, everybody. I painted this. And that's your girl Kadlac again up in the corner. And the intent was to get this to Queen Latifah, let her know what I'm trying to do. I had one about female rappers too, where they just want to put you in a box. You can only rap about your bag, your cookie, and that's about it. And your money. That's all you're going to do. You're going to brag all day. But you ain't going to do anything that can better anybody. Left Eye did it. But it was a certain point. Oh, Lauryn Hill. Girl, she did it. Da Brat. Oh my gosh, I love Da Brat. But they were able to do it, but slowly. They was like, no, they causing too much movement. We can't have this, right? And I had a song about female rappers. Dang, I can't really remember it now, but I'll hit it for y'all later if I do remember it. Eve, Charlie Baltimore. I forgot her name. What is her name? Oh, I used to love her. Oh, what's her name? What's her name? With Busta Rhymes. Cannot think of her name right now, girl. Right there with Busta Rhymes. You got Foxy Brown. Yes. Remy Ma. Yes. And we walk around the metal detectors. Yes. Crime Mob, Princess and Diamond. All of them. Yes, interruption. Always an interruption, guys. I can never do nothing for a few minutes without being interrupted. So give me just a moment. Matter of fact, I might just stop this live here. Hello? Hello? Huh? Oh, how you know they delivered it? Oh, okay, at your house. I just left there. Oh, oh, okay. Well, then I get it tomorrow. All right. All right, then. No, thank you. No. Here we go, Kristen. Well, that wasn't too bad of an interruption. That's my iPhone 6S that just came in the mail, girl. I'm going to take all the pieces off of that one and put it on the one that I have. Y'all probably think I'm crazy, girl. But I need my content off of that. But yeah, so female rappers. Okay, so now, it is hot in this house. Let's go back over here. We're gonna get to art. We are going to finish this drawing that y'all know when I was in Georgia, we ran across Pastor Troy. Yes. Now, Pastor Troy, let me tell you, he had that song called Vice Versa. That song is not, it ain't never been, it is so relevant today. Let me tell you, a lot of the songs that a lot of artists were way ahead of their time, right? And Pastor Troy, and then he said, F the law, they don't give up about, hey, they don't give up about me, F the law. Like, he was not lying. The law literally do not care about us. You can't say that, but they don't. They truly don't. I don't give about the law. Law don't give no about me. The law. The law. Girl, y'all know how YouTube is. I can't say, but I can't say the exact lyrics. We're always being, in society, we're always being basically quieted. We can't say what's truly happening. That's why, like, situations like mine with the wrongful convictions, that's why they happen so much, because you literally, there's nowhere you can go. You can't tell nobody what you're going through. You be silenced through algorithms and everything else. So, trying to set this up so y'all can see me draw. So, we're going to work on the Pastor Troy Project Reach the World, because when I did meet him, he said, I told him about Project Reach the World, and I was like, how could I get one of my Project Reach the World drawings to you? Oh, I hope this don't fall over, because this is rigged all the way up. I pray this don't fall over, because I literally could not break this tablet. This is my last lifeline to vlogging. Once I break this, girl, I think my YouTube career gonna be over with. It's gonna be over. So I don't have that much time, guys, because I gotta take the niece and nephew to Chuck E. Cheese, right? Little Juju and Rara. So here's my Pastor Troy. This is from that Heaven and Hell, Vice Versa. Vice Versa, that's the name of it. This is from that video. Let's zoom out a bit. That's from that video. It's a scene from that. Now, the significance of Vice Versa in my life. Girl, that was that jam. Marcello used to love that song. Anytime he was going through it, anytime we were going through it, you'll find Marcello off somewhere in that corner playing Vice Versa. Yes, and then he just taking his time to get his mind right and stuff. How can I set this up where you can see what I'm doing, though? It is hot too. I need to get some air circulating up in here. Oh, light. Yes, we need light. Okay, and now we're going to listen to Trey King. He's another YouTuber. And instead of working, I'm sorry. Instead of finishing the Pastor Troy, since we're listening to Trey King, we're actually going to start drawing Trey King. Because I was like, that doesn't really make sense to listen to Trey King, but then draw Pastor Troy. So we're gonna start a new drawing of Trey King. So we're gonna do a Project Reach the World of Trey King. Girl, I'll be all over the place, but y'all know that. Y'all know that about your girl Kadlac. That I'll be everywhere. Okay, so let's listen to that. Oh, where's the picture though? I need a picture of Trey King. Okay, guys, I'm gonna ask my sister, can I borrow her phone? Y'all, she be getting mad though. She do not like me borrowing her phone. But let's play this.
I'm the drummer, like prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is writing a piece for justice.
And then I'll be right back.
Moving, girl! To see justice before all faces.
It's too high.
Yes, his shit, girl, Kadlac.
Okay.
Anyways,
I'll be back.
Coming through today, what is it, July the 3rd? Yes, girl. This usually would have been that day that I would be struggling to pay this darn rent. Oh, thank God. Anyways, I want to come through. There were two different videos that I wanted to review. I'm going to have to turn down my ear. Well, it's hot, y'all. It is hot. I literally could not record this at the house, like in the driveway, because like there's literally no shade, and it is so freaking hot outside. Florida is hot, and anytime, y'all already know, anytime I get hot,
Okay, my sister let me borrow my phone, girl. I'm surprised.
Times hotter because there is no AC in Florida.
So let's look for a picture of Trey King.
Description box about the Beat the Heat challenge, where we're challenging lawmakers to do 5 minutes in in a simulated Florida DOC cell that they are charging our families and my husband, who ain't did ish to even deserve the mistreatment, but they're charging our loved ones to do lifetime. They're saying that AC is a luxury when it really is a necessity.
There it goes. Now we're gonna find us a nice Trey King picture.
Anyways,
He is so funny, y'all.
it is a
I
hot.
love him.
Yes, I did have to use my little rapping Kadlac voice to show just how freaking hot it is. But so there's no shade at the house, so I literally had to come to the see. Tree under the tree.
Trying to find a good picture of
Under
him.
the tree.
I might just have to do
Yeah,
this
I
profile
had to
picture.
Find some shade.
You know,
Find some shade. Not
sometimes you can find better pictures of people like from their Instagram because those are actual pictures they're intending on making. Let's just do his regular profile picture. I wanted to do something more, but let's just go with that. This is his regular profile picture. How you screenshot this? That ain't how you screenshot.
the shade that people be throwing at me, girl. I'm talking about.
There we go. Okay.
I'm talking about shade like up under a tree. Y'all know that remind me of my little rap too. I'm walking on sunshine and I don't care who out there throwing shade. I'm living my life. Yeah. But that's what that reminded me of. I don't need any of that type of shade. I need
Okay. Trey King.
So I'm up
So I'm gonna be drawing this, and we're gonna listen to this. I'm gonna move the laptop closer because I don't know, my laptop speaker is very low, so you possibly can't even hear what I'm saying on this. So let's move the laptop over here. Girl, one day I'm gonna get this all together.
Like literally, but let's see what we can do. I'm probably not gonna put them in the same. No, we shouldn't put them in the same video because they're like technically different videos. So anyway, this one. I just watched this not too long ago. This is from Trey King. Let's get it planned.
How can I get this where you can see what I'm doing though? Trying to set it up, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this is Georgia Pregnant Prison.
Trying to get this.
How they do with the algorithm by just saying that word straight out. So that's why I spelled it, girl. Try to get monetized. And I don't want my channel getting no strikes. But let's review this.
I don't know how I can set this up.
Come in. Oh, that's Joel Osteen. I don't know if his little intro, because that is.
Okay, I think this might be the best I can get. Let me zoom in.
That's a copyright.
But then it doesn't, it's too low for you to see, and I can't hold it like this. Let me see.
What's going on?
Trey King.
Y'all another video.
Be back.
Hope y'all had a very great weekend.
So I am going to link his video in the description box. Let me cut the call. Number one, girl, because I'm gonna eat. Your girl finances are I am gonna eat. Sitting up under this tree, girl. So let me cut the call. I'm under the shade, so maybe it won't get too hot. But like, we need some quiet. Y'all don't want him to look injured or nothing like that, girl.
Also, my day is going absolutely fabulous. Big shout out to all the channel members, also subscribe to the Trey King Show family. And much love to each and
See
every
if this works.
You all, yes, we have a hell of a story out of Georgia by way of Augusta. And big shout out here by the great state of Georgia. Everybody in the great state of Augusta. Now, also before I start with the story, thank y'all to my channel members. And also to my subscribers for sending me the story. And as you all may
He
know,
is
yeah, by
funny.
the title and the way things going, look, today is not Thursday. Today is not Friday. Today is SCS, SC Monday.
Yes,
So why don't you try to sweet, precious, badass kids out the room right now so we can break it down and see what's really going on in the mind of Fatima Khadijah Maddox Get those kids out the room right now.
Ooh,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sweating.
Steve on the plate. Hey. Anyway, both those kids out the room by now. Those kids not out the room by now. Tough. Since the day invested money, guess what? All sides got to discriminate. Now, also, before I start the story, I'm going to take this out right now. I'm going to say something very special. Now, look, I know Friday, now I'm doing a story about Shirley Strawberry husband.
Let me
It's
fast
not
forward
about
a little
Shirley
bit.
Strawberry. You know what I'm saying? It's about her. And I had about 7 people right. Hey, you think I can't handle you or something? Anyway, no, I swear. Anyway, these dramatic was searching to Georgia State. But what? Should be kind of older or not. Ain't that a Bible name? I could have sworn I heard the name in the Bible. And no, I am not swearing. Anyway, Khadijah Manic was a surgical tech at a Georgia State prison. What prison? I am not sure. And there she met a guy who served a life sentence, yes, for armed robbery, for carjacking, for burglary.
It
He
was
go
up,
by the name
it's
of
too
Joshua
high.
Gibbons, 36 years old, with their big. I'll beat that cookie up
Yo,
to
I'm
a Kit Kat
sorry.
bar, 44 in the face.
It's too
Yes,
high. I
he
need it,
always
got
say
caught
that.
in an operating room.
need it to be lower.
Yes, but we make it. And they said it had sore
Need
sheets,
it like
with a
this.
lot of bodily fluids. And you already know what those bodily fluids were. CM and routine, yes, it was out of there. They said a whole lot of stuff.
Yes,
All over there when they like,
girl.
we'll break the rest down and read snippet from the story. I don't want to give away too much right now. It's Monday. I know some of y'all are thinking right now, damn, they will rest off the beat. You already know how we
Sorry,
do
guys.
so we're going to get it all in while we can, like they try to do. Anyway, we'll break the rest down and read a snippet from the story. I'm going to read a quick snippet from the story. I am going to give my opinion.
All of it.
Yeah.
Surely, as we go. Break the prison contract with 5 with inmate, serving life sentence, got caught on operating room. Yes, you want to get it now. You already know.
Okay, so first of all, we don't call them inmates anymore.
Cannot get this right.
When I went
Sorry.
to advocate, this was not this year, okay? But that would be 2021, I believe. Me and Money went to
How can I
advocate
do
for
this?
children. We went to the state's capital, which is Florida is Tallahassee. And I remember using the word inmate, and it was one of the advocates that were there that was like, no, do not. It was almost like I said something. Like I cussed your grandmama out or something. She was like, do not use that. Is basically
Oh, girl, this is crazy.
people that are in prison, and it is how the
But I
guards
think I almost got
basically
it.
use that term, inmate. And it's like I really
Yeah,
need to
I got it.
to plug
Girl, this
in
is set
to
up all
show
crazy.
What the word inmate gives, like the power that it has, and it definitely
This is
gives
all
that,
the way
hey,
crazy.
you know, you're beneath me because why is the color messing up like this? You're beneath me and I'm above. It gives you that very much, which people do believe that inmates, or
Yay.
we call them, is incarcerated citizens. They never lost their citizenship. They're still citizens of this country, but they happen to be incarcerated. So we named them incarcerated citizens, and it gives them that, oh, I am a citizen, so I actually do have the rights that are supposed to come along, are supposed, because us citizens don't even get our rights like that, but that are supposed to come with
We only got about
a
30
citizen
minutes.
of this country, right? So the incarcerated citizen, so that's the first thing, but everybody else calls them inmates. Inmates is like littling and belittling, but that's how people think of people that are in prison. You really, when you, and you'll see this as this story, as they tell the story,
Okay.
and I read through the comments and stuff like that. Like, you'll see how lowly a person thinks of someone that's incarcerated. It's almost like they're the scum, which they're, and now, please, like Chris Reese said, do not hear what I am not saying. I am not saying that everybody in prison is a good person. I am not saying that everybody in prison doesn't deserve to be there. I
I
am
think I got
not
it,
saying
guys.
that everyone in prison, like, I'm not saying that. What I am saying that do know our justice system is F the freak up, which means it has a lot of people in prison that should not be there. And it could be you. You could actually end up in prison, and it's much easier than you think you can. So just like me, I went to go and visit my husband, and because my husband wrote a grievance because of what they were doing during the shutdown, during 2020 shutdown, they were doing some bogus stuff that they had no business doing. By law, they're not supposed to do, but they were doing. Um, the guards flexed their weight. That inmate guard thing, inmate way down here below animals, below human standards, and guards, oh, you sit up on the shoulder of God, like you're almost godlike when you're an officer of any type. They flaunt that dynamic all day long. I'm God because I'm
Oh,
an
now my
officer.
hand going
And
on.
you're beneath me and you're beneath society, and but not knowing that, baby, we could end up in those beneath society shoes. Like, you really could. It's like I went to go see my husband, and because my husband wrote a grievance about something their gods did wrong, they retaliated against him by trying to set me up when I come to visit. Talk about substances where the dogs hit on my car. Like, girl, I don't have nothing to do with substances. How did they hit on my car? Hit on my car for what? Like, literally, they were trying to set me up. And I could have ended up in jail behind that. Because the minute I would have let them search my car, because it was either let me search your car or you lose your prison visits, which for us, that's how we raised our family together. So that would have been detrimental for me to lose our visits, right? But I still lost them anyway.
My hands are
Right.
still worked up from moving. I don't usually deal with this much numbness and tingling, but they still are like going to bed from moving last week
So
and working
I really think
because they have had me on that register multiple times this week, and it's starting to hurt my hands.
I'm gonna plant something in my car. So I could have been, and there is no you going against them. They sit up under God. You literally cannot get around when an officer says something, which has to do with the next video, with this guy wrongfully convicted. Y'all remember I was doing those wrongfully convicted videos, and yes, he was wrongfully convicted, and a lot of it is due to the officers lying. They lie. And they know people don't question them. They know people give them this higher than God authority, so they use it to their advantage. Like, they're human. And if a human can do this, a human can do that. A human in uniform can do this, a human anywhere else could do it. You know, they're not above us. They're not. They take oaths to be, but they don't really uphold them. And we don't hold them to the same standards. So yeah, so I could have said all that to say I could be in prison too. And then I would be looked down upon, and I would be looked as though I'm lower than the scum of earth. I'm lower than a dog. I'm not worth, like, you wouldn't even treat your dog the way you're treating me. And I would clearly deserve it because I'm in prison. Don't nobody care that I didn't even do or didn't even have the substances that they were trying to put on me. Nobody cares about that story. It's like nobody cares that my husband is innocent. That goes out the door. Who cares? You're an inmate. So you'll see that throughout this story, the way that the language that is spoken,
This is not
how
working too
lowly
well
people
today.
feel about those in prison, and those that deal with people in prison. Like, unfortunately, myself too, right? I didn't choose this life, but it is what it is. Sorry, my car cuts off when I sit it too long. I might have to do this next video at the house.
Because that's what they mean. They ain't talking about kind of digglings and stuff like that. No. I know some of you people would like that. No, head count is when, you know, the facility have to, you know, give account how many people is inside of the facility. Like, if it's 500 people, guess what? They go around to each dorm or each pond, wherever these people are in, lockdown cells, whatever.
And they do several counts a day, like constantly. And it does become repetitive. Like, you like, oh my gosh, you just freaking counted them. Like, why would you? But this is why, because they end up not where they're supposed to be.
And they have to count each individual personally to make sure
Oh yeah.
those people.
And let's add, the guards can't count that well, because they always messing up the count too.
That part.
But then nobody's not escaped. Everybody's where it's supposed to be. But evidently, Kadisha Maddox and also Joshua Dennery did not get that. Only thing Joshua had to do is just get off that thing for 1 second. Anyway, a pregnant prison contract worker was arrested and fined for allegedly having sex when they convicted armed robber serving a life.
Now that's crazy. She pregnant. Is she pregnant by him? Or is she just pregnant by somebody else? Now this is becoming too much. Like, first of all, if you, oh God, I don't want to pass judgment on nobody. People pass judgment on me all day, every day. But for me, let's say it was me, and I
Oh,
was
Jesus,
pregnant.
these hands are tingling and ringing.
Something with no other man.
I might can't do this.
I cannot. Unless that
Here we are so
was
far.
that. Is he the father of the
No.
child? Of her child?
Ah.
Unborn child.
Jesus bless my face.
Come on, quick. When I do this in the car, it gets so difficult to do. No, Joey.
The story. That Phantom Mark Kadisha Maddox was a surgical tech, so that's why they was inside this operating room. But how you sit up here and bypass all these men that are free to go find you a guy serving a life sentence, and then they say that she's also pregnant by this guy? I mean, damn. And this
Oh,
was the
so
first.
that is okay. So that is his baby. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. It is hot. But now there was one part that he said there that comes up all the time, and with prison wife life, it comes up all the time. Like literally, first thing someone's gonna say to me, like when okay, let's run through how it usually goes. Because people are just nosy, I guess people make small talk or whatever. But when I meet somebody, oh, you got a child? They always want to know why I only have one child. Always, like that is like, and then like, there's this whole other video I want to do about, you know, women feeling a certain type of way when you ask them why they don't have kids. Like I literally feel the same way. Like when people find out I have only one child, I'm quickly questioned, like, why? Like, what's wrong with you? Why didn't you, you know? So I'll probably deal with that, you know, because I can kind of relate. I can't relate all the way because I do have one child, but I can kind of get where you're coming from when you're like, because that's the first thing you know. Why do you only have one child? Like, girl, what the heck is wrong with you? Then is, oh, your boyfriend or husband, you're married, and for me, I don't lie. I tell people my story, number one, because I don't know who possibly could help me. I don't know where my help is going to come from. I swear I don't. So I can't, though my story could be embarrassing. Lots of people are embarrassed to tell the type of story I have. That's why a lot of prison wives, you don't know they're prison wives because they do not open their mouths and tell it because they're embarrassed of the fact. Because they're in this situation, basically. So a lot of people that are prison wives, you will never know
20 more
they're prison
minutes.
wives. It's two.
Pick up my
I
babies.
worked with them. Girl, they knew I was a prison wife because I was making songs about it. I was doing it, but they didn't. And they didn't say anything. But it wasn't until one day I looked up and seen the visitation. And I'm like,
Just give me a little bit of blood to my hands.
you like you clearly got it. Like you understood where I was coming from. But
I might, when I get home, I might soak my hand in some Epsom salt. I know when I get to work, I am going to ice my hands. So my hands are overworked. They're hurting. And then this is what happens. I spend my good time at work using all the little energy that I have in my freaking hands. And then when I get home, I can't do what I want and need to do, my passion, my purpose. Can't do that because I have to survive, work to survive. So this is where this really comes into hurting me because I've been on that register all day, like all week several times. Now that I'm here trying to draw, I cannot draw as well. I'm having to have several interruptions, and it's because I don't have full ability of my hand. So most of my great ability goes to the job, and then I get home, and then this is how what I go through for the rest of.
He
But
said,
hey,
the first thing they're gonna
at least I got some movement in my limbs, and baby, I'm using everything that I have. What I have left, that is what I'm using. God will use what I got left.
say, once you tell them, they're gonna ask how long he got. Like, if he ain't got no quick time, then they're gonna be like, and you gonna wait for him? And for my situation, I don't consider it waiting because I never intended to wait. I intended to break this goddamn story and move on with our lives, like get our family back together like it was. Like nothing never happened. It just took so long to do that.
If justice really existed, it wouldn't have taken this long to break this story of my husband's wrongful conviction, because of, you got to understand, the key people I have met the people that can overturn this, and it still hasn't been overturned. I have met the key people. I have gotten this story right into their hands. It's because it's not set up to be overturned. Our society is supposed to exist with these things happening, but the society is never supposed to know that these things are happening. These are kind of the underworkings of what keeps the society afloat. You're not supposed to know. Like, do you go to the boiler room like when you're on a cruise ship? Girl, you ain't going down there. You ain't going down there where they was on Titanic and how they let all them folks down there like expire first. You ain't supposed to know that's going on down there. You're supposed to stay up top and enjoy yourself. So in this society, the underworkings it's built up on this happening to people. This has to happen to people. It's gonna happen to somebody. It just happened to be Marcella Jackson and many others. It could have been you. You could have been pulled out the pot. It could have been me pulled out the pot. So it has to happen to somebody, But if it was truly justice, when I brought this story of injustice to these key players, they should have been able to help me.
So signing up to wait, no, I never signed up to wait. I thought, how long could it really take to break a story? If he's wrongfully convicted, people should be welcoming to hear this and let's get him free.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really like that. And I've quickly found out that it's not as easy as you think, and people literally do not. You won't gain support like that. You'll be kind of out there on the battlefield on your own. So it's very difficult. It's very hard. It's almost impossible.
I got a little back
and all the wrongful conviction stories that I have covered, it takes decades. Like, if Marcello did get out like really soon, he could be considered one of the faster wrongful convictions, and he's done 21 years wrongfully. But there's people that have done 30 years wrongfully, 40 years wrongfully. Like, so, but the first thing they're gonna ask you, and you're gonna wait on him, then comes what he just said. And you couldn't find nobody free. That's it.
So you got a chance.
That right there, that question always hits you. And to be honest, it does feel degrading to you. It feels like they're basically saying you're so desperate. Like, you literally cannot find no other man. You're that desperate that you're gonna find a man that's in prison. And I'm not desperate. I am not desperate. Now I can't speak for her because I don't know her situation. Honestly, I don't. All we know is the headlines that are told to us. But in my situation, back when this all happened, baby, I had any man I wanted. Any man that I wanted. And I was had relationships with different men looking for that person. When I met Marcella, I can tell you, I ain't never met another freaking man like that man. Marcella is literally one of a freaking kind. Just like I know I'm one of a kind. You'll never meet another woman like me.
Bottom line, I wouldn't have did this time with no one else but Marcella Jackson. Hashtag free Marcella.
Wouldn't have been no other woman that would have did this time with Marcella. No other woman. You would never meet another woman like that. And I wouldn't just do it for any man. I did it for the man. The man is who I did it for. And the man was not replaceable. Like, okay, he's in prison, now just grab somebody else that's free. You know how many sorry A men are out here? There could be some good men, but I've dated different men, and I found nothing that compared to Marjorie. Free or unfree. Nothing that compared. So that is why I stay with him and I fight for his freedom. Because he's not replacing with just any man. That's like saying all you want is some, like he said, that ding-a-ling. Like all you want, you can't just find another ding-a-ling. Like it's not even about that. And I guess that's why people can't really, maybe it is about that for them. But for me, it's not about that. It's about the person, the spirit, the heart, the charisma, the way the person acts, the way the person treats you. That is what it all amounts to. Not just some dingle, like for real. Like if that's all I wanted, girl, I would have needed to be gone a long time ago. I couldn't have survived this situation with Marcella like that. But that's the first thing they're gonna ask you. You couldn't find nobody free? Oh, I'm sure I could have if I wanted to. Girl, it's too hard. I gotta cut this out. Gosh. Okay, so I ain't gonna be able to record no more videos during the hottest part of the day. So y'all know how hot Marcella probably is, girl. And I gotta get this air circulating a little bit. Ooh, and my tablet getting hot in my hand. This is not working. But let's go on and finish this up. But I just wanted to address that. That's the first question someone gonna ask you. You can't find nobody free?
Nah, girl.
Like, huh? That's just like
I wanted to dig at the bottom of the barrel.
before she passed. Let's say she was a man or she was yeah. And I'm sure that happens. People get in marriages and one gets sick. Okay, my husband, we got together and he went to prison. His life was taken. My sister, she got married and she got sick. That's like telling who she's with, or let's not talk about her specific situation, but in that situation, let's say you get with a guy and the guy gets sick, and someone comes and tell them you're just gonna stay there with them, like you can't find nobody well. That doesn't make sense. I'm sure you completely can find somebody well. But if those vows meant anything to you, you were in it for better or worse. It wasn't for I'm with you while you're good, and when you're not good, I'm gonna find somebody well or find somebody free. That I don't know. But I think about things in a different light. So But I'm just answering what people. It's the common thing. It's gonna be said. So he says you can't find nobody free. Now I'm not defending her situation. I don't understand that either. Like they going around. She done went to school. She done got her education. She got a job, and she basically he's gonna get into that. She lost all of that behind trying to be with this guy that has life. Now, granted, if Marcello had life, I know I cannot wait for you for life. I never intended on waiting for you for 21 years. I fought for you for 21 years. I just didn't know the battle would take so long. If you can understand that. When they hit that desk and said 40 years, I knew it wasn't no 40 years. I was like, who? 40 years who? God got this. We finna get through this. All I got to do is get this to the right person. I didn't know how hard it really is to uncover a situation like this. But it wasn't until I went through it that I learned that. But yeah, but I do understand, like, why would you risk what you have for a guy that honestly cannot be there for you ever? Not even me and Marcello, maybe we could be together in our 50s or 60s, but ever. Because life be meaning life. Like in the South, life means life.
First time they did that. But at the same time, you gotta be thinking like this. You have to be a stupid person, number one, to get caught up like that. And also, what kind of woman sit up here and throw away her livelihood, ridicule people like me, and also
He said people like
but also
People
throw
like
away her
him.
livelihood for a guy because of locked up diggling. That's why I want to know right there. And also, what's up with these women from Georgia that work in these jails and prisons, just getting fired left and right? Remember I did a story just a few months ago when we had a lieutenant who worked inside of a jail, and this woman was caught on camera, sucking an inmate finger. So you already know if she was sucking that finger, guess what? She was sucking something else.
Now that's the part I chimed in on. Them guards, them women guards, girl. Number one, you got quads and quads and quads of men. You have significantly less female guards, right? But that's the only, or guards or staff. That is the only female that these men that, and just like Florida, I don't know about Georgia. I don't know about Georgia. But Florida has no conjugal visits. Like literally, you're never gonna touch a female again as long as you're incarcerated in Florida DOC. And also in, I don't know if it is the same in Georgia, but it could be, you know what I mean? So imagine that, and then now you have these free women walking around. The women guards come in with their uniforms like they have been painted, like it's body paint. They wear their freaking uniform so goddamn tight, which I don't even know. That ain't even no stretchy fabric, girl. Like, how you got all that into that? That paper bag material? Like, but they be wearing these tight uniforms.
Just trying to
And
get
it's
my
always
dimensions
been
right.
a debate between the prison wives and the female guards. When you come to prison to visit your husband as a prison wife, the female guards give you the most attitude. They give you the most side eyes. They like this, like they rolling their necks at you. They got their attitudes at you. And it's because almost like if you let the incarcerated citizens tell it, they're intimidated because all day, every day, all the men are trying to get at these few little guards, and now they have
Straight
competition,
king. Come
which
through.
seems very childish to me. But like I said, I can't judge nobody else's thing that they do. I'm just doing what I'm doing. I'm fighting for my husband who is wrongfully convicted and he happens to be there with everybody else. you know? But they feel as though they literally do come in looking for these men. Like, or even if they don't want the men, they want the attention of the men. Maybe they are not getting that attention out in the open. And this goes for prison wives too. Like, just because I am a prison wife does not mean that I understand everything that every prison wife does, because that is because we are all individuals. We all have our individual situations. Nobody's situation is like another situation. So I clearly do not understand a person that, like I said in the video later, there are women that get on apps looking for men in prison. There are men and women, they start out as pen pals, and they find out about the man, they find out about the man's story, and they become closer. They end up having kids together, and this and that. I would never in my life, and I'm not judging you, but I would never sign up for this. This is a living jail, being with somebody incarcerated. And then let's add the cherry on top that he's innocent. Living hell. I would never in my life sign up to go through this. I would not. I literally, even if I've dated 20,000 million trillion men that are free, and I didn't find that right one, at a certain point, baby, I'll be by myself. I would be by myself. I would not be looking for a man in prison. And it's not because I feel as though the prisoners are beneath, because there's a lot of good men in prison. It really is, girl. There's a lot of good people in prison. It's just our system is unfair, and you're literally one instance, one situation, one bad night, one you drank a little too much. You're that close to being there yourself. You can actually, and if people took on that mentality that this literally could be me, people would not look so far down. Like, it wouldn't be, to look down on a person incarcerated would be a lot less than it really is. Because you would realize that you could be in those shoes like very easily. And you don't have the rights that you think you have. You think they're there like a safety net. But once you jump, that safety net gonna break. And I'm be like, I told you, it wasn't all the rights that you thought you had. That right to a fair trial, that right to a trial before your peers, and all of this blah, 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 blah stuff that we can recite that you don't really get. Your civil rights that you don't get. Like, for real. But I would not go looking. Now, I guess we could cross paths, like me and Marcello crossed paths literally before he was on his way to being in prison forever, and I was on my way. Basically, I was going to join the army. We were on two different paths, baby. Like, unless our paths cross like that, I would not go looking in the prison for my husband, honestly. I couldn't understand it, because this is too much pain and strain and everything else to go through. And I sign up for it. Like, I would not opt in for this at all. It happened to me, but I definitely would never opt in for it.
Anyway, let's continue before I get in trouble. John started out a Phantom Macadamia Maddox, 30 years old, with married big. Yes, I try my best to work around all the big ladies, but I couldn't take it. And also, if I see it hanging or swinging, I'm going for it. 50 years
Man,
old.
they used to do that though. Every job does that though. To be honest, I don't care where you work at. You always find it. Oh, that person with that person. They were doing that. And when I was working at the super center, it was managers being with people they ain't supposed to be with. They were going up in the back rooms. They was going up in the little freezers, girl. That is always going to be an issue. Workplace relationships. So because their workplace is a prison, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. The guards get with each other all the time, which is not really supposed to happen like that, because that's how you build those alliances where you cannot, even when they're wrong, they're never wrong because they all stand together. You're not supposed to be the incarcerated citizen with another incarcerated citizen. You're not supposed to be the incarcerated citizen with the guard. But it happens. It does happen. And then also, you're not supposed to be the loved one or the wife coming in doing anything with the incarcerated citizens. Florida don't have conjugal visits, but I done seen some things happen. Like literally, they're gonna find a way to get it in. Like honestly, it'd be at visitation and you'd be like, what? Like you literally trying to enjoy your time with your family, and you like, do I really see that out the side of my eye? But everybody just keep their blinders on. You do you, I do me, and whatever. But see, me and Marcello never pushed it to that point ever. Though many times probably would have wanted to, but number one, I'm not that person to do nothing in no public place at all. And number two, if caught, it's a lot of backlash that can come from it. And me and Marcello has too long in prison for, the backlash that would have came, which number one would have been losing your visits. You lose your visit. Now, I tried my best to always stay on every P and Q because I did not want to lose my visit. And ironically, I'm the one that loses my visits. Like, are you kidding me? But there were girls coming to Vizzo, leaving pregnant. They were literally leaving pregnant. But I didn't participate because I'm like, no, I mean, though I want my husband, it's too much at stake, and this is not even comfortable. Prisons are dirty. People are all around. But like again, I am not judging anybody that does that. Do you, boo? I'm doing me, but it ain't for me. That's not for me, right? So yeah, of course they'll be getting it in when she got her own little operating area, like for real.
On a sexual assault charge. Damn, they charged him with sexual assault.
Oh, wow.
Richmond County Sheriff's Office said, not the Trey King show, because I'm on the bus with your
And
saying.
now what I heard about that, I think it was from Regina the Ruler? Girl, I ain't watched it in a minute. I don't forget her name. But I think that's what she was saying, that because they are property, which that sounds horrible, that reminds me of slavery. The incarcerated citizens are the property of the state. So if you do anything with them, you're going to be charged with abuse and all of that. Even if it was consensual, you cannot do that. They're property, state's property. And to be honest with you, prison is the 0.0 of the slavery system. It never ended. It just became more legalized. That's when slavery ended. That was when, especially black men were more so criminalized. That way, people wouldn't care. You see how people now look so down upon people that are incarcerated. That was
They're
the
saying,
intent.
they're saying
So
give
now
me
you
trouble,
won't
y'all.
care when we enslave these people, because you even agree with me that these people are the bottom of the bottom. That's when they started setting up all these people, all that stuff that was happening in Chicago with the officers and stuff like that. All the stuff that when they were doing so much corruption, and it was just out of trying to just get the convictions, because you got to give these people a label so that people won't care that we're doing this to them. That's what that really is behind. But it's the same. It's slavery. Slavery is still existing. But now we don't care. We don't fight for the people that's being enslaved. We don't even care about them. Because guess what? They shouldn't have did what they did. And what happens when they didn't do what they're there for?
Ooh, girl.
Years old there, yes. I tried my best to work around all the diggleys, but I couldn't take it. And also, if I see you hanging and swinging, I'm going for it. 50 years old in the face, was booked into the Richmond County Jail on June 23rd on a sexual assault charge. Damn, they charged him with sexual assault. Richmond County Sheriff's Office said, not the Trey King show. Come on about some here saying, I am lying. A lot of these
6 more minutes. I can make it.
right now. I have to give you
I
this
can make it 6 more minutes. I gotta go get them kids and take them to Chuck E. Cheese before I go to work.
Oh man. Okay, guys, I'll talk to y'all a little later. Oh, hold on. That's funny. Let me text her.
Every time I do a video, I don't care when or where it is, I'm always getting interrupted. I look at a lot of YouTube and I see that other YouTubers are not being interrupted like that. It's not all the confusion, the chaos, the this going on, that going on. They can't set up their, it'd be too much. But you know, I used to sit and edit all that out. But when I was deeply editing, I wasn't getting the views, and it's very time consuming to edit. So I just said, forget it. I'm gonna just record and upload, and that's what I started doing. And I started, ironically, getting more views. Now I think it is time that I should go back to editing. I am trying to work on getting my editing software downloaded and everything in order so I can go back to editing some content. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think it completely downgrades my channel. I mean, sometimes people act like I must be available all the time. And literally, when you're available all the time, you cannot take care of your own self. It's like you never have any you time. And for me, I know my family claim they care about my YouTube channel. I can't tell though, girl, but they say they do, right? But I know I'm the only one that's gonna truly care about it. If I get monetized or not, it's gonna be on me. I'm the one that has to put in the time, the work, the effort. And if it doesn't happen, it's gonna hurt me. It's not necessarily gonna hurt them. They say it will, but I know their life continues. I watch them with their life continuing on as I steadily struggle to be the artist I want to be. Like they don't lose no sleep over, oh my gosh, my loved one can't get monetized and she's still running to work and she's in pain and she's hurting and it just hurts me so bad that she has all that talent and can't do nothing. You know, they don't care about that. They don't tell you all day long that they do, you know. But who really gotta care is myself. But yeah, every time I get to doing me a video or something, I'm always interrupted. It is never just straight through.
Yeah, they had a song come out years ago called The Freaks Come Out at Night. No, they don't. No, they don't. The freaks come out in Georgia all day long. Anyway, let's continue. Now, the story also said that Mannix allegedly had multiple instances of sexual contact with Joshua Demery, the first one being on May the 1st. Damn. Now, all of this sex and booty calls going down at the Augusta State Medical Prison, which houses up to 1,326
Were they operating on anybody in there?
Felonies. And what better place could a woman work at who is thirsty and who is very lonely? But I get it though. Some people like saying, well, Trey, maybe she suffered from mental illness. It's always mental illness. The only mental illness Khadijah was suffering from was she could stand around all them diggleys, just like you guys. They can't stand around all day. You know what I'm saying? The temptation is strong. You get what I'm saying? Think about that. Think about if you got a man at home working with a 1-incher, you going inside of a prison and long slim Tim, he pull out his pants, and he got a whole 10-inch. It ain't even hard. Guess what? A lot of women gonna fall for this. Some of y'all getting hot right now. While I'm talking about it, so let me change something's going in this story right now. I know some of y'all may be wondering what trade. What was the name of the company that she got hired through? The name of the company was called WellPath. And also, she was a medical service contract through them.
I thought he said...
WellPath is mad as hell. And guess what? The news got called the WellPath.
Oh, he said WellPath. I thought he said welfare.
You know this? Y'all did not see this coming? WellPath did not leave a damn message. They did not leave no damn response. They didn't say nothing. Guess what? Our bad. That's all they said.
Our bad.
Close and Maddox allegedly told authorities that she was pregnant and unsure if the child was Joshua Demery, according to the Augusta Press, as you all see at the bottom. So, let me get this straight now. Look, if you're not sure if you're pregnant by him, that means you hadn't been giving that blood to somebody else. So, who else was it? How many people was you out there having sex with? I know they say you should ask a woman.
So, I mean, so just hearing it, it seemed like she's doing some out there stuff that a lot of women that's out here on the street are doing with men out here. So I don't know. It seems like it goes back to her character. Because I don't know. She did go do the schooling, she had her business, like how do you give it up for, but I guess some people just don't change. Though they educate themselves, they get better, but they kind of still stay that same person. But now she's gonna be incarcerated herself, and oh my gosh, and she's pregnant. They do not treat pregnant women with the, that's gonna be hard. So now she got a lot to think about, like for real. You lost your career, now you got a record, and you finna do like.
And if she got other kids, you think it is difficult to be a father through prison bars. How you gonna be that mother? The mother the one that's there all the time like that. Ain't no way I could have been the mother I was in a prison. No. Yep.
Forbid you have your baby while incarcerated.
And do you think she ever thought she would end up there? Now, granted, what she did to get there, I don't know. That's I'm trying not to judge, girl. I'm not gonna throw the first stone. But okay.
They treat women horribly in prisons. Horribly. There was this one story here in Florida, Lowell Correctional Institution, the women's prison, where incarcerated citizen went in and they her neck. When she went out, left out, they basically relieved her of her prison sentence because now she's a paraplegic at the hands of an officer. Like, girl.
Almost got Trey King done.
She had sex with, but guess what? In this case,
I'm sorry, my hands were going dead. I feel like it's coming back a little bit though.
Child out here left without a father. Anyway, now all this came to a head doing inmate head count. It always coming to a head before it blows. Doing head count. They ain't trying to be funny. Now, this is not what he was supposed to be. Guards found him, Maddox, and saw sheets with hair. What kind of hair? I don't know what they mean by hair. And bodily fluids. You already know what bodily fluids.
And you know what? But I'm surprised.
That's a whole lot of nut.
See, they do have the guards and the workers do have the alliances, because literally this could have happened and they could have looked the other way. So I don't know. Maybe she didn't have, because it happens all the time, and they just hold each other's back. They hold these guards and workers honestly hold each other in each other's mess. They really do. So it might not have, maybe she would have thought, these places are way more different than you think they are. You think they're structured, you think they go by rules, you think they go by morals, you think, this place is crazy. Prisons are crazy. A lot of them go, Marcello says it all the time, the guards say, we just like you, it's just we didn't get caught. Like, honestly, like, baby, it's a lot different than you think it is. Than you think it is. That's that mirror illusion they paint y'all. But girl, so if she had the right alliance with her, the right people, they might not have turned her in if they caught her. But they did. So somebody was in there doing their job. Come on, play.
All right, guys. Woo! So this is where we stop with Trey King. That's the drawing. This is the picture of him. Check out his YouTube video. Mine stopped abruptly because there was too much going on when I was recording that video in the car. The car was my car times out, and the audio kept cutting out, and the tablet that I record on kept overheating, and it was way too much. And y'all just seeing way too much again. So it was a lot happening. So it cut off abruptly. So I will go back and link that video that he did in the description box. But yeah, so here we go. Project Reach the World. Hold on. Let me get y'all the picture. Trey King. Project Reach the World. It's your girl Kadlac. Alright. Project Reach the World so the world can see how they locked him up wrongfully and threw away the key.